Altcoin, bomb.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it, and I believe crypto will play that type of role as a
Can't nobody
flight
tell me nothing. Bitcoin, bomb.
We are hearing from clients around the world.
What's up, everybody? It's Monday, the first Monday after the halving. We got the market setting up for what looks like could be something fantastic. We got to talk about what the markets are showing. What are these signals? We're seeing some very pump-ready signals, but we got a couple signs of caution. We're going to be talking about that today. Hope you're all feeling good. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. We are just rocketing here on the BitLab YouTube. Almost 40,000 subscribers, community members. Big love to every one of you. If you guys are ready to get this going, I want to see each and every one of you that's here drop a 1 in the chat. If you're a BitLab member, drop a boom emoji in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's here early. We got some things to break down. We got some charts to share. Good Monday morning, good afternoon, good night. How are you doing? My name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy Show. I'm going to tell you right now how you can get $100. Very easy. But not only that, how can we change our life with wealth? Because these markets are about to rip. Let's talk about it. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got to talk about this price action here on Bitcoin. This is a 4-hour chart. We are up over $66,000 a little bit ago, and we're now hovering right at that level. Everybody's worried we're going to break down. Maybe we still get that sweep lower. We're going to talk about that. I'm curious, before we dive into this, everybody in the live chat, and if you're watching later, comment down below. Do you think we're going to sweep down below that short-term holder cost basis? Meaning, do you think we're going to break below that $59,000 mark? If we look at it on the chart with the lines, this is that level. It's a lot of lines, right? This level right here, the short-term holder cost basis, this level right here, we've come down. We found support well above it, much like we did here, But we did have this deviation below it back here. So we got to pay attention, because I do not want you to be chopped out of the market before the absolute magic happens. Because when we're looking at what's happening right now, we do have very bullish signs with this massive move to the upside. Little bit of consolidations along the way. Accumulation, boom. Accumulation, boom. Accumulation, boom. And now we are doing what? Let's go ahead and turn off this and just measure here. It's going to turn that thing back on. But about 58 days so far, almost 2 months, we've effectively been trading sideways on this price action. I truly hope none of you have lost money in this chop up, down, up, down, up, down, because that's what the function of this market is trying to do right now, is to take your money, to move your money to somebody that's a little bit more patient, to move your money to somebody that has a little bit better strategy. So I hope you are on the other side of that, stacking into this, or at minimum, just being patient and letting this rock. We got to be patient here. So I see we got a lot of family members in the house. Mitch Shaw, Alexander G, Sawtooth Hiker, Johnny Appleseed, Reese, Gang, Crypto. Shout out to everybody here. We got some things we got to talk about, though. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about what's going on. We're at about a over $2.4 trillion market cap still. And I got some charts I'm going to break down for you. I got some signals I'm going to break down for you, because things are looking like they're pump ready. Because things are looking like they're pump ready and it's about to blast off. But that doesn't mean you just throw caution to the wind, because right now is the most important time in the history of crypto, because Wall Street is involved now. The manipulation machines are involved now. So if you cannot be patient, all you're going to end up doing is donating your money to somebody else so they can buy their third or fourth or fifth boat, or that fifth vacation home. I want you to buy your first vacation home, or put your kid through college. So let's be patient, because right now is the most important time in the history of crypto. And we just had the halving. Things are about to get crazy, but it doesn't mean we don't have a little bit of patience to deal with before things absolutely break out to the upside. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's talk about our top stories here. Not news, but some charts that we really need to pay attention to. I want to update you real quick here on the altcoin portfolio that I've been sharing with all of you. NEAR has been among basically the best performing asset in my portfolio. And this is a beautiful thing. Now, Aerodrome actually was the best performing asset. We've taken a profit on this 3 or 4 times. But in terms of the large cap coins, NEAR is absolutely just, I mean, it's still crushing. I mean, it's up 125%. Remember, we started stacking into this portfolio February 7th. And I mean, some things are down, and that's okay. I will not be, say it with me, I will not be chopped out of this market. This particular portfolio, I trade as well, but this particular portfolio primarily is a position portfolio, meaning the coins I'm buying, for the 85% or more, I'm planning on taking the position and holding it through the bull trend. So as many of them as possible, I can reduce my tax burden on by holding them past 12 months. Now, on some of the smaller cap coins, these micro caps down here, Swarm, Aerodrome, this has already grown massively, but CeeLo, Alex Labs, Orange, ORNJ, Mint Layer, Codex, what are some of the other, is that all? I think that's all of them. These small coin of Florence Finance, as these start to grow, if they have explosive growth, then I will rotate some of that capital into other larger portions of my portfolio. Maybe even taking some profits out to remember we still have this life outside of just being in the crypto market. We want to change our life. And not everything is on crypto and blockchain right now. So maybe you need to pay off your car. Maybe you need to buy a house. Maybe you need to, life. We have to remember this is meant to impact our life. So let's not forget to be smart with how we're navigating things in this market. Now, when we're talking about what's going on here, this is something very important I want everybody to just realize. This is from Matthew Hyland. He's looking here, so this isn't confusing. This is the Bitcoin price action. This is a price action back here in 2020 and 2021. This is what's going on with Bitcoin price action. And in this consolidation, this is that level when we got to the previous all-time high, when we had that consolidation for 40 days, right at that $17,000 to $19,000 region. Now, what this is showing here is when we had this consolidation and this washout to the downside, we also had a minus 31% action on the TOTAL3, meaning the index of all those altcoins that you hold. It's the index is basically the market cap of everything in the crypto market minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So all your alts. So when we had this consolidation, we had a minus 31%. Well, look at where we're at today. We came up into to the previous all-time high, like we just did, up to $73,000, $74,000. And on this this doesn't feel the same right now, but when we zoom out, we will see that it's going to be so goddamn similar. But we see this consolidation sideways. If we zoomed in on this without having this, if we zoomed in, it would look very much like this. But we did get this washout to the downside, Bitcoin. And in the same period, we saw about a minus 28% on all those altcoins. So let's realize these fractals, this rhyming of previous market cycles is still lining up right now. So we've got some beautiful things in store. Now, when we talk about, is this a dip buying opportunity? I want you to pay attention to this chart. I also shared it last week, but without all these measurements on it. Every time the Bitcoin MVRV ratio falls below its 90-day moving average, which is this blue line. So this is the 90-day moving average of this orange line, essentially is what we're seeing. Since November 22, it signals a prime Bitcoin buying opportunity with an average gain of 67%. So what the hell are they talking about here? When the orange line dips below the blue line, it's a good buying opportunity. You see, boom, we're starting to set up that buying opportunity up. Come down, barely tap below it, up. We're kind of sitting right below it. This is FTX collapse right here, sideways price action, telling us, hey man, we're below that moving average. You should be stacking in and then up. And then of course, the most recent, which would be from about October till now, remember I think it was right about here is just this, right about here is where we had the the ETF launch and then the subsequent sell the news event, and it's all over. No, what it is, it's just presenting a buying opportunity. You see, we dip below this, price up. We're doing the same thing right now, and this is sort of zoomed in. It looks like it's deeper, but this is zoomed in, and we're kind of in that same scenario right now. The opportunity is upon us again, indicating it might be the perfect time to buy. So let me say this again. Right now, the price feels a little scary. It feels charged, but the signals are saying, 1, we are in a bull trend. 2, there's a dip. What do we do in bull trends when we get a dip? It is a buying opportunity. But rather than just saying, buy all the dips, is there a chart that suggests that this is a buying opportunity? Well, this chart right here, NVRV Z-score, shows that when this line dips below this 90-day moving average, which is a blue line, we are entering a great buying opportunity up. We see again where we're at right now. It feels a little scary, but the data is suggesting, based on the recent trend over the last year and a half, that we are in a dip buying opportunity right now. So the question is, what are you doing? You have to make this decision. The data is suggesting, smart money is suggesting, and history is suggesting this is a great buying opportunity. Even if it dips lower, we stack more. But you got to ask yourself, what's your goal? What are you doing right now? Now, with this being said, let's go ahead and dive in to the next chart right here. Boom. All right, so this isn't even a chart. This is from Peter Schiff. And everybody's questioning right now what's going on. Everybody's questioning what's going on with all these fees. Well, we just are starting to get this first impulse of what we're going to see the effect might be from all the different, a broader ecosystem that is building on top of Bitcoin. This BRC20 narrative, these runes, meme coins, layer 2s. And as the Bitcoin halving happened, that was also a catalyst for the launch of some of these projects. So when you consider looking at things like, that's not the chart I wanted to show. Where is the chart I wanted to show? I don't know where it went. Come back over here. I'm going to show it to you right now. Thank you for being patient with me. It's right. God dang it. Right here. These are the fees. You see these spikes and fees? Spikes and fees. Now remember, this is also when we had that huge bullish impulse and price action, but also because the network, there was a lot more activity, the fees went up. This was near the bull market top. Again, near the bull market top. But then this was the launch of those ordinals, which is kind of that first test of new congestion within the Bitcoin ecosystem. And then we had the subsequent push up towards the end of the year, end of last year, beginning of this year. And look at how high this goes. You can't even see it. It looks like it's a line on the side of the chart. This is how high the fees went this weekend following the halving. But this, to me, signals something incredibly bullish. Now, we can also see when we have these spikes, they tend to come back down in a fairly short amount of time. In the moment, it feels like everything's going to be more expensive now. Well, there's a couple considerations that we need to consider here, and that is that this is what Peter Schiff says. The cost to complete a Bitcoin transaction is now $128, and it takes half an hour to process. This is another reason why Bitcoin can't function on it as a digital currency. Well, let's stop calling it a digital currency in the first place. It's a digital asset that has some currency properties, okay? The cost is actually... the cost to actually use Bitcoin as a currency is prohibitively high for almost all transaction. It's a failure, okay, Peter Schiff. Well, my response to him was, damn, you're saying the free, decentralized, most secure network in history is starting to cost more? As things get more attracted interest and use and adoption, prices tend to go up. Peter Schiff, wouldn't you then, I meant to say, concede this is a signal of global utility, as this is only because of broader use? I mean, this is strengthening the narrative of what's going on here with Bitcoin. Now, not only that, remember, what makes this network so incredibly powerful? What makes the asset so incredibly powerful and a game changer? It's not only something, oh, we can trade it on Coinbase or on Binance or on Kraken or on BitGet or on Blowfin. It's not just because it's a tradable asset that we think is cool and it's new. It's the strongest network and most secure network in the history of the world. The Bitcoin network is stronger than Amazon, Google, Apple combined. And I'm not talking about their market cap. I'm talking about the strength of their computer network. So if all those things have value, then too, Bitcoin must have value as well, right? Now, when we also consider the fact that now we're having more use case because there's an ecosystem now being built utilizing Bitcoin as the base layer and then having these L2s and meme coins, it's going to drive up fees periodically. But also remember, what secures this network? Miners. We're seeing some of the most profitable days in history because of these fees. Now, to me, that signals something very bullish on a multiple fronts here, because when you have higher fees, you're also then making it more incentivized for miners to be on network, meaning they're not going to want to sell as much because they have another revenue stream. So there's a couple things that are very beneficial to this, because in some ways we just had a halving, but then we also just had a reduction of incentive to sell to the miners. Think about that. Let me say that again. Fees are out of the world right now on Bitcoin, but it's absolutely bullish because miners secure this network. If there's more fees and more revenue streams coming in for these miners, there's more incentive for them to stay online. And we just had the Bitcoin halving, reducing new supply. And in addition to this, because of the fees, now we have more incentive for miners not to sell, to drive, because they need profit to run there and operate their businesses. So we're having a double-pronged, absolute bullish effect right now because of this new BRC20 Bitcoin ecosystem that is being rolled out as we speak. And we have so much interest, which we can see by the fees, and it's going to spike and it's going to fall. But what we're seeing here is a positive evolution in the Bitcoin ecosystem. So if you want to know more about that, I hope you'll follow us for more. And I hope you tune into our daily stream on a regular basis, because we're going to keep you ahead of these trends. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead. We got some charts that we have to look at. So let's go ahead and look at a couple more things. There are some signs of caution here because Bitcoin is technically still in a potential correction mode, because the Bitcoin price had the sell-off, had the breakout of this downtrend right here. This is a breakout, retest, move up. But as we see on the chart, this also represents a bit of a rising wedge. And this rising wedges tend to break bearish. So as bullish as I am, in the short term, we still need to be a little bit patient, because there is a potential. There is a potential for still a sweep to the downside to chop some people out. This chart right here is suggesting that, in addition to the fact that the price action not only came down and moved back up, but where did it move up to? And where could it not get past? This golden pocket right here. If we delete this Fibonacci, Option F, if you're on PC, Alt F, and then click on the chart once, move your mouse, click on the chart again. We're going from this point down here. We see the price action essentially has come right up into, from the top of this candle where it broke down from, has come right up into the golden pocket area just below it, and currently is having a little bit of trouble here. This does not mean it's over for the bulls. Know what I'm saying here. I'm saying right now we're coming into 2 points of uncertainty about an immediate continuation of this bullish sentiment, because the price action has moved up, but there is a lot of bullish hope in the background, but we are not able to get through this golden pocket or take out this previous high right here. So we have this level right here. Let's go ahead and put a line, Option J. Okay, let's go ahead and make this a little bit brighter, just like this. Come on. Just like this. There we go. So we can see the price action cannot take out this previous high. It's also below the golden pocket. It's also in a rising wedge. So this is telling me maybe there's a little bit more chop left. And I'm okay being wrong with this. I'm okay if this just rockets right back through this and then comes back and tests this, then continues. But we have to realize, when we're looking at this on a little bit of a broader time frame, there's nothing really that's been happening here other than let's chop as many people out as possible. So let's continue on with what we were talking about. The price action did go below the EMA 200 here, and it found resistance. What is it looking like with the weekly VWAP? Currently, we are in a slightly bullish posture. This yellow line is what I'm paying attention to. This is broken above it. It did try to wash out. Found support, pushed up. Look at this. Found support, pushed up. If we come down to this zone right here, which is 65.2, and we lose this weekly VWAP and we lose this rising level of support on this rising wedge, there's a potential that this does move down. And basically, if I had to look for an interim target, I would look for something, if it loses this level on a breakdown from here, then I do think we're testing back down here in the basically 60,300. But remember, when we have so much bullishness like we do right now, like we just talked about, the halving, reduction of new supply, ETFs hopefully getting reinvigorated with buying pressure. We're going to see starting, probably tomorrow, based on Fridays and then today and tomorrow's buying pressure in those ETFs. But we also have to pay attention to what's going on in the stock market because there is some still strong correlation there. But as we look at it right now, I'm talking about a potential pullback in the short term, but in the broader macro picture, things are incredibly bullish. So I welcome any pullback right now. So let's get back over into what we want to talk about. All right, so this is just silly, but you can't help but ignore certain things when you see it. I was walking home last night. I went and I was in Discord all day long Saturday and all day long Sunday because we just to shout this out, I got some signals for you, but I got to share something with you. We did have a little kerfuffle with our payment processor in the BitLab for the premium community. So I was basically we got a new payment processor. We got a great deal if you are a BitLab member on the premium community there, BitLab Academy. Go into the Discord. There's a link for you. There's a special link where you can. We need everybody to resubscribe, but also we have a great deal for new members as well. I'll be sharing that with you in a little bit, and a way to win $100. Very easy to enter. And I'll show you how to do that. But when I was walking home last night, after I took a little walk after being in Discord all day long, 2 days in a row, I looked up at the sky and I saw a full moon. And I was like, you know what? The moon has been pretty on point, whether this is something you believe in or not. Sometimes you find a signal and if in a period of time it's working. Well, check it out. The last 8 times from August 2023, August last year till now, every time we got a full moon, we got a pretty decent upside. Some of them huge upside on Bitcoin. In fact, when we just had the new moon, meaning no moon at all, when it's dark, that's when this breakdown started. And I'll show you this on the chart in a second. So I don't take this as a signal normally, but can't deny the recent pattern has been spot on. So let's talk about that. As silly as it is, let's just take a look and see if I'm just out of my mind or if there's a correlation. Now, I don't trade on this, but if it's something or if there's any pattern I'm seeing regularly, I'll use that in conjunction with the other more realistic data signals. This is a new moon when there's no moon. Look, boom, down. Okay, the full moon is about to happen, I think, tomorrow or something like that. But look, full moon, up. New moon, down. Full moon, up. New moon, sideways. Full moon, up. Full moon, up. Full moon, up. Full moon, up. I mean, you can't ignore it if you're seeing it, right? And so maybe there's something beautiful in store for us right now. Mercury was in retrograde all of April, which gave me a lot of trouble. I don't even believe in that. But I was having so many different random things that could happen that were just like testing every bit of patience I have, most of it business related, and it had nothing to do with stuff that you could prevent. And now that's wrapping up and we get a new moon, full moon. Hey, I'll take anything I can get right now. You know what I mean? So we also have to look at that weekly chart. That weekly successfully defended that 10 simple moving average. And this has been, look at this, since we broke through it, support with the wick down, scaring everybody. Testing it, wick down. This is a pin bar candle. If we come back over here, look at how high those fees were, golly. If we come back over here and go to stock money, I think it's stock money. No, it's trading target, traders target, trading tar. Where is it at? This right here. So the weekly candle closes bullish. This is a pin bar, a bullish pin bar. This is known as a hammer candle, which is just has the body at the top with almost like a handle, the wick hanging down, which is this right here. These tend to be bullish reversal to bearish candles. These tend to be bearish reversal to bullish candles. We're getting another one right here. In this, the weekly candle that is just closed, suggesting, and what does this mean? If we come out to the weekly, let's turn off the moon phases here. What we're seeing here is that the bears tried to take this down, and the bulls ate this up before this week could close, meaning the bulls are regaining the narrative on this candle. So the question is going to be on this candle, will there be bullish follow through or not? When we're looking at this on the weekly, I mean, look at this. It looks a lot stronger on the weekly than it does when you're looking at the 5 minutes, right? On the weekly, we can see this came down. Look at this. Once it went through this trend signal line, this 50 moving average, look at this, pushed up, tested. Now it tested right on it. Tested here right in the 20 moving average, the dynamic support zone, right on this weekly VWAP. Look at this, boom. Pushed up, support, 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 support until we broke through it, and then it's been resistance. But we are right now doing the work to basically be on the positive side, hopefully signifying that the market wants to play a positive spread, AKA push up, come down, have buying support. Push up, come down, have buying support. This is a first signal that something like that may be in process of brewing, but we have to contend, even as bullish as this is on the macro, we have to contend still that on this smaller time frame, we are in a rising wedge coming up to a key level that we need to break through. And if we don't break through it, it's not the end of the world. It just means we may have some more time to chop, and that's okay. When we come back over to the charts we want to look at, I do want to point this out as well. I've been talking about this, the premium here. The market has gifted us with the beautiful reset in trader positioning for Bitcoin. What nonsense does this mean? It's a bunch of gibberish, right? No, it's not. Open interest weighted funding, meaning there's a lot of derivatives traders out there, people trading on leverage, essentially is what we're seeing. When you have when the majority are betting long, then it becomes expensive to hold, and more expensive the more people are basically trading long, betting on price go up. It becomes more expensive to trade on leverage because it's a way to balance the market. If everybody's going long, they want to incentivize shorts. So if you're going short when everybody's going long, you're getting paid a funding fee while you're holding that trade open. If you're going long while everybody's going long, then you are paying a funding fee. And you can see how big that funding fee is when you see how big this is. Everybody's going long, it goes down. Look at this. Everybody's going long, it cools off. But what we're seeing here is that it went negative here, meaning that the majority of the market right about here started going short. And this is a great indication to you about understanding the sentiment of the market, because what you feel, and you're noticing it, if everybody else is feeling that too, the market tends to cause the most pain to the most people. So this is why it's good to, if you're a bull, follow a bear, follow Crypto Savvy. He'll keep you balanced. But my point being is, listen to different people and also do different kinds of research. And also, if you're bullish, plan a bearish strategy. If you're bearish, plan a bullish strategy, so you always have a plan of action. But this is a good thing, because look at this. This is when it flipped bearish last. This is when it flipped to more expensive, everybody going short. And this is the real start of what was going on here. Now, if you're not yet, make sure you're following me here at Kelly Kellum. Found a bunch of fake profiles over the weekend. Make sure you're following the only one that I have, which is here, KELLY, KELLAM. And of course, follow the BitLab Academy page at Academy BitLab. Also, on that note, if you are following that, you will have seen this post right here. If you retweet this post, you are entered to win $100 USDT. We are drawing this on May 1st. So every single one of you, come over here and share this. But this also gives you a link. If you are a new member, if you're an old member that you need to resubscribe, with that great deal we have, lower your monthly fee, all those things, go to the Discord in the Kelly Alpha channel, and there's a link for you. But if you're a new member, we've got a great halving special for you, 15 days free, and then an incredible deal offer here for the premium community, as well as the courses, as well as the indicators. It's all explained right here at lab.bitlabacademy.com/Kelly. Now, and retweet that so you can be entered to win $100. Now, again, coming back over to this chart right here, this is very important. this level. I'm still not thinking, I don't believe yet that we're not going to hit this, because as bullish as this is, just looking at it simply without all the pattern lines, this looks very much like a bull flag, but it looks so much like a bull flag that I feel like there's a strong possibility that a lot of people in this market are going to get wrecked because the halving just happened. It must be bullish now. Now, I just want to point out, I don't know why it's not up on here, but right here. We scroll back. Right here. You have to remember this chart right here. I shared this last week. And that is this period of time. This is the halving. We just hit the halving now. So imagine us being over here. Look at the last cycles, what the price action did. There was a lot of sideways action very early on, 2013. We have about 40 days of sideways action. But it's gotten progressively longer. In fact, we had about 40 or 50 days here, and then a huge impulse to the upside, sideways, and then the price came right back down. This wrecked a lot of people. And the chop that happened in here, it doesn't look big because the prices move so much, but there's 20% moves within here. This is post-halving. The excitement truly has started on each cycle. Let's call it about 60 to 100 plus days. There's going to be some sideways action. There's going to be some chop. There's going to be some mechanisms big money's using and smarter money's using to chop people out of the market. Don't get chopped out, because there is likely going to be a similar sort of thing. There's still questions about the global economic stage right now, as well as geopolitical, with all the tensions going on the other half of the world. So let's pay attention right now that we're not getting chopped out, because when we look at the levels that are below us, the short-term holder cost basis at 59,000. We have the 21-week moving average at basically 53,000. 53,000 is an important number. Why is that? Well, let's look at the chart. Let's go to the daily. Double click on the side here, put it in auto mode. Double click on the side. There we go. Look at this, $52,600, $53,000. This is that next level down if price does lose the short-term holder cost basis. I'm just pointing this out so we have it on our radar. But this is starting to feel good, and we are still within this range, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It's something else I want to show you. Oh, the stock market. I just said stock. That's not a thing. The stock market, S&P 500. We do have a pretty big sell-off underway right now that's been about three or 4 weeks, I believe. And the price action on Bitcoin actually has been holding up relatively well. It doesn't feel like it because you're like, oh, man, it was a 74. But when you look at this chart, this has been chopping sideways. We're in a range. This is not breaking down yet. But if the S&P 500 and the traditional assets sector really does start selling off more consistently, we have to keep our mind aware that as much as we want Bitcoin to be a hedge, there's still, we have Wall Street getting involved with this as well. They're going to trade this like a risk asset, and it's a 24/7 liquid market. So people may be hedging themselves in this market when something scary happens at night, for instance, in the US. They can trade here. They can't trade on the S&P 500. So we have to be aware of that. Now, when we get back over here and we look at what's going on, we got to look at Ethereum. Ethereum has come down and lost this major line. Yes, it's a major line. We've talked about it a bunch. If you're watching me for a while, first off, thank you for being here in this community. But this is a major line that we've been paying attention to, and we have lost it. We've tested it, lost it. Now we're coming up, potentially rejected once. We got to pay attention to what's happening over here. There's still a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. There's still a chance that we have a little bit further selling pressure on Ethereum when people that are kind of on the periphery of the space and, you know, not realizing that it's already been telegraphed that it's more likely than not that the ETH ETF is going to get passed. Once that news fully comes out, I do expect there will likely be a little bit of sell pressure on this. It'll be interesting to see what happens if it just holds up where it's at, or if it's just a little bit of chop, or if we actually do get a further move down, potentially down to this level right here, the 2,700 mark. We're able to hold up through all that because I do think there's a little bit of uncertainty. There's a little bit of I don't know what to do because the ETF, blah, blah. Once that, I would say a week or two after that happens, if the price doesn't have a big move to the downside, I think that actually would put us in a really great position for the Ethereum ecosystem to really start moving to the upside. Now, looking at MATIC had a big sell-off. Bam, look at this. We got this big purple candle, which is high selling volume. He's on the BitLab trading stack, which you can get if you head over to this page right here, lab.bitlabacademy.com/Kelly. Signing up for the premium community. The second you sign up, make sure you check your inbox, and that also includes checking your spam folder. Email me if you need help@bitlabacademy.com, but don't say, I can't connect. Why aren't you guys connecting me? It just means you didn't put in the right email or you didn't check your email. One of the two, because the two-step process is there, and once you do those two things, your Discord is automatically added. And as soon as you do this, it takes you to a second page where you can add the BitLab trading stack and the courses as a bundle as well. But these I love these indicators because we have the high selling volume, this purple candle. And when we look at the BitLab trend fuel, we also see high selling volume in the momentum right here. This is why they're red, but then stopping volume suggesting this likely bottomed. And what do we get? Sideways and a higher low. And so this is trying to make a decision about what it wants to do as well. This is on the daily. Let's go down to the 4 hour. We are above the weekly VWAP. We've tested it. We're kind of struggling at this level, this previous range high, this previous range low. Struggling right here. If we lose, essentially, let me make this a little bit brighter. If we lose this level, bigger white, there we go. We lose this level, which would effectively also be losing this yellow line. I'd call it the magic line, this weekly VWAP. It's my favorite part of this indicator series, but also just trading is understanding playing positive spread or negative spread. In this case, we're seeing some weakness here. If we lose this rising level of support, which will be confluent right here with this weekly VWAP, then we're going to want to watch immediately right here, this zone that we've already had marked out from a few weeks ago. And somehow the price is right where we marked it out. I'm telling you guys, you should be watching this channel. Keep you guys in the know. If we lose this zone, because this very well could just be a washout and then go. If we lose this zone, then I'd be watching for a potential move further to the downside. Crypto Man Sam, $10 super chat in the house. Said Popcat is running again, brother. This afternoon at 3 p.m., 3:15 p.m. I actually need to check in. Let's I got to check in with Rodney. I believe we're doing our Crypto Degen show. I will bring up Popcat on that show. I'm getting more and more involved and aware of what's going on in the meme scene, and that's where we handle all the meme stuff. A shout out to Crypto Man Sam for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. Let me make sure I'm not missing any others. Awesome. So, all right. So this is what we're watching here. If we lose this zone, that we may be coming back down here into these mid 60s, which again, for me, anything below $1. I mean, I cannot believe Polygon MATIC has come down as low as it has with how strong the ecosystem is. The cheaper fees now after the Dencun upgrade, as well as how many partners that they have. I think this one is going to be one of those great winners in the bull market. And so if this does drop lower, I'll find a way to get some more. I do want to shout out, by the way, for any of you, if you did not see it, make sure you go and watch this major PolkaDot update. I deep dive on PolkaDot, broke down. They've got a lot of huge things that they're deploying this quarter and next quarter, really improving what's going on in their ecosystem for both developers and for just the ecosystem in general, doing some really great things. I will be adding PolkaDot. You guys can all front run me. I'm going to be adding PolkaDot in about a week and a half or so. So all of you can front run me if you want. It's obviously up to you. You got to choose what you want to do in this space, but it's about a 30-minute breakdown of what's going on with PolkaDot, because PolkaDot 2.0, I had no idea they had a burn mechanism going on with what they're doing with the core time stuff for block space in terms of selling block space for developers. They're doing a lot of really great things here. So check out that video if you haven't. Now, coming back over here, Near is actually just kind of changing the game. It's running while other things aren't really running as well. But look at this, back up above the weekly VWAP and having quite a bit of a spread, coming right back to it, testing it, moves back up. We're going to want to watch again. If this does come back down, we're going to want to watch this weekly VWAP. Currently, it's $6.63. If we lose that, potentially coming back down, I would say, to about right here. Why? Top. Also, you come across right here. This zone. If we lose this zone, I'd be watching for an opportunity down here in the 585 to really, I'd be watching the $6 mark. But if we lose that, I'd be watching for a washout into this zone here. AVAX looking good too. Look at this falling wedge. This is bullish, but look at this kind of an inverted head and shoulders here. I didn't even notice that. Okay, so let's take a little measurement. Shout out all in dot from $3.75 says CMGZ. What's up? So a little measurement here. If this were to break out, which is already looking like it kind of is, this is the target. But you have to look at your targets in context with the broader picture. So the target on this, if this is an inverted head and shoulders, or say it's not, okay, oh, it's a cup and handle, great. It's irrelevant for you to say it's not an inverted head and shoulders in, because a cup and handle has the same exact measurement tool, the measurement strategy as an inverted cup and handle does. Here's a cup, here's a handle. You take the measurement from the neckline, which is essentially like this. Actually, be like this. And look, boom, to the deepest part. Go ahead and make this, there we go. And this measurement says all the way up here. But in the context of what we're seeing, we have this falling wedge with this major level support. We have not tested this yet. If we do test it and we break through it, I'd be watching for a little bit of probably a retest down to this neckline, down to this, somewhere in this zone. And even if it continues to run, we have to watch now, then we have this resistance level right here as well. So things are shaping up to be more bullish. Things are feeling good, but there are still a lot of signals for potential rejections and potential washouts. So don't be like, oh, it's going up, go all in. And because it starts moving down, just get out of the trade. Ask yourself what your time horizon is. Ask yourself what your goal is. Ask yourself, what you're looking to do and how quick you're trying to turn profit. If it is very quick, you need to have all your stop losses in. Make sure that you're doing things smart. King of Eternity, thoughts on JASMY? We can look at JASMY. Look at JASMY. I don't have anything against JASMY. It's just there's only so much limited time in the space in the day. So sometimes could be a great project that I haven't really looked into much. I mean, look at that. Kind of like that Bitcoin bull flag, right? So we had the trend shift here, and look at this. Up, did the trend shift? Yeah, it went sideways. And we got a reversal signal here, down, up. Now we got two bullish divergences. This has been calling this beautifully. Got a bit of a bull flag here. If this is the case, we do this. Shout out to Night of Eternity with that $20 super chat. I appreciate you. We've had some business things we've been dealing with, and so every super chat helps right now. Stripe ain't paying us for 3 months. So target on this, if that were going to be the case, is going to be right up here, almost at 10 cents, about 9.96. But we have to watch out because, I mean, this has tested down to these highs, came back down, tested to these highs again. But we got to pay attention to money flow is a bit negative to neutral. This is sitting just above the weekly VWAP. But what we want to do here, create a line. Okay, a little bit of a falling channel. We're going to want to watch. I wouldn't get super aggressive on a move on this until this clears this sort of zone up in here and we see an attempt to sort of move out of this. But I would want to see volume, but I want to see the money flow flip back, effectively positive. And really what I'd like to see is this to move up and actually reject. Let the RSIs, stochastics come back down a little bit, but still keep positive money flow, and then move up and continue if I were to take that trade. This is on the 12-hour. What does it look like on the 4-hour? Yeah, same. I mean, so negative money flow. It's kind of neutral right now. I want to see this on the smaller, I want these RSIs and stochastics to come down a little bit. So maybe it's going to do the work. I think it still has some time before it has the next big move. Link. Look at this. I mean, everything's trying to work its way up, but look, see this? Support here in this dynamic support zone, support on the weekly VWAP, support. And now we've lost the weekly VWAP, but we're kind of in this purgatory zone here above the trend signal line, but below this weekly VWAP. So this may be a little bit of a fake out until it continues to the upside. But right now, I'd be a little bit cautious with what's going on here. And I you know, if Link goes lower or is able to chop in the zone, it's still presenting you opportunity. And I think Link is actually going to be one of those sleepers that has so many different use cases, and so it's tied to so much of the crypto industry because of the oracles, and it also bridges things in the Web 2 area and the in real world asset kind of space as well, because it's an oracle, and it also has the CCIP. There's so much going on with Link. I cannot believe that it's just been sort of chopping sideways since this was broken out. It almost makes me feel like there's a little bit of big money suppression here, so they could take as much advantage of this as they can before it absolutely runs away. Let's look at a couple more, and then I gotta get set up for the afternoon. TIA, look at this. We're talking about this rolling over, and it was rolling over. It's come down, gave us an opportunity all the way down to, look at the level that we had on here. This is a suggestion, this previous top. If we put this at the top of that wick, look at these wicks, came all the way down on TIA, almost directly to it. You're trying to figure out where to buy something. Look at the previous price action and where peaks were. And this is just incredible. Came right down to it and stopping volume, this yellow candle. You see this is part of the BitLab trading stack. See how it turns. And now just chopping right around this weekly VWAP, but we are above it. And now we're contending with it again. But what I'd really be watching for here is the price action to be pushing up. And this is going to be the key zone right here. This is the key zone. $13 range, because we have this descending level of resistance as well as this horizontal level right here from this support and this rejection. So this tells me it's like both the lines are going like this, and they're saying, right, this is where you kind of area of interest. So let's put a block right here on TIA, and this will likely be a little bit of a starting gate if we can get through that to start having higher prices. Ocean. And we got to pay attention to this, everybody, because we come over here. Let's go right here. Let's go NVDA. NVIDIA. We got to pay attention to this because these AI protocols, I think, are going to have some strong correlation with NVIDIA. We do see NVIDIA has been selling off. Where'd it come to? Yes, the BitLab trading stack doesn't just work on crypto. It works on any tradable asset that's on TradingView. The BitLab volume right here in the trading stack. We have this order block. Price action came right back, bounced right in this order block. We're going to want to watch what happens here because, let's do option F. This is going to be a signal for us, an analog signal for our AI plays. So this is an area of interest right here, 814, and then up here at 852, because we have the 382 here and the golden pocket right here. We got $100 super chat, $100 super chat from Green Day Prophet. Says, Kelly, you the man. I appreciate you. Great community here. Keep up the good work. I mean, that's $100. It's like, do I got to take off my clothes now? Hey, girl, let me holler at you for a minute. Thank you so much, Crypto Man Sam, Knight of Eternity, and Green Day Prophets. Biggest super chat we've ever gotten on this channel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Big love to all of you guys and gals. Let's look at VELO. Actually, let's go back to Ocean. We're talking about the AI plays. So this is starting to push back up. This is above the trend signal line as well as a weekly VWAP. This is looking like, look at this, tested right into it. It's looking like it wants to continue this move to the upside. Same thing probably on same thing on AGIX. Same thing on Fetch, I would bet. Yeah, but this is looking at just a tad bit weaker, but not enough weaker that you'd really, it's within the same standard deviation. VELO. Let's chart ARB, Kelly. I'm looking at an easy 30 to 40 billion market cap in peak bull market. That's a 30x. Well, let's look at Arbitrum. I like being able to read y'all's chats and stuff and get in here. Sometimes I forget, but I made a promise to myself this weekend. I'm not going to be so damn serious on here all the time. I got to talk with you. I'm here with you guys. This is a community, right? So I need to be here with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Mark Dutch in the house. Mark Dutch, tell Tino I want to do some collab stuff with him. So Velodrome, is this the Velo you wanted? Because there's 2 Velos, I believe. I hope this is the one you wanted. Yeah, I mean, this is large impulse. It's a newer coin, remember? So rounding bottom here, broke above. Look, weekly VWAP, where to come back right into the zone, launch. Now it's kind of trying to figure out which way it wants to break. Still negative money flow, so let's be aware of that. Looking here, if we do push to the upside, this is the area that we want to look at. Why? Because this bounced here, this rejected here, this rejected here, this rejected here. So this is going to be the arbiter. This level is fairly important. Once we clear this, then we could talk about further upside. Until we clear that, nothing really has changed here. In fact, we have this big sort of potential shoulder here, deeper head here, potential shoulder happen here. And that's not a bad thing, to be a little patient to let that happen, because that means there's more bullish pressure behind the likelihood of it moving up if you get that full pattern developed. Not Velodrome. Okay, let's see. What's the other Velo? This one. All right. So this is the other Velo. Velo Tech Dev charts Velo a lot. All right, let's turn off the indicators. Double click. Adam and Eve, big V, then nice little cup here. But this is looking bullish on the macro, right? This is a 6-hour chart, but looking here, we see a large impulse, sell off. A little bit smaller impulse, larger sell off. And so this is looking a little choppy. However, we do have positive money flow now. So this is kind of changing the narrative. Different characteristic here versus here. Shout out, Mary Herbert. Thanks for all the knowledge. Thank you. I appreciate you. Objectively, real reality, objectively, I just bought Deso. Ethan Smith. Shout out to Ethan Smith. He was so positive in the Discord. A big love to each and every one of you. Joel and Kelly for president. Joel. If you guys know who Joel is, and you'd be laughing. It's an inside joke from one of the member streams. Yeah, big love. We got the super chat train going today, I guess. Big love to each and every one of you. We'll call it my 40th birthday belated super chats. How about that? So bull flag here, Velo, boom. We got the flagpole. We got a little bit of the the pole. Sorry, the flagpole. The little bit of the flag here. However, we need to option F from the bottom to the top. Look at where it's at right here on the 382. So look at where this next little hiccup is in the price action. It's right here where the golden pocket is. So this is telling me if we lose this area, we're going to be watching down here. And look at also where this is, roughly about where this previous range top was, right here. Remember, we look left on the charts and look at where we're finding some support right here. Not only the previous range top, but also the 382. So right out. The chart was telling us, watch this area. If we lose this, let's not be frustrated. Let's say, okay, what's the next level down? What's the better buying opportunity? Not like, damn it, it dropped. No, what's the better buying opportunity? CMG Z 510 1999 super chat. Hey, Killer Kelly always murders the charts. Thanks, fam. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. It's been a hard month with that Stripe cancellation, but hey, we're doing it together. We're giving everybody, if you are a BitLab member, remember, head over to the Discord. You guys will get a little bit of a see. If you're watching right now, you're getting something super juicy. And this is only because you're watching right now. Where's Discord? There we go. May or may not be able to use this. If you can figure out what I'm talking about, you may. But this is for the members only. Make sure you go in here into the Kelly Alpha channel. I put it in all the channels, but there's a huge update here about what's going on with the Stripe deal. But go into here, use this link, and you'll get 15 days free and a reduction in costs from what you're already paying. And I know some people might have got billed yesterday or 2 days ago, but Stripe is canceling all that. And so we appreciate it if you just head over there, resubscribe, keep this community together. It'll be on our own merchant processor now through authorize.net. So we won't get messed up with crypto stuff anymore. So VELO looking very bullish. If we do lose this, this is where we're watching. This is where we're watching. Let's look at a few others and we can roll out. ONDO, look at that. Sideways price action. Looks like a heartbeat. Why? Let me wash these suckers out. No, we're going higher. Oh, let's wash those out. Oh, let's wash those. This is what we are in the washing machine right now post-halving, because things just got more bullish, but people don't know how to make what to make of it. So let's make sure we are doing what we need to be our portfolio not only intact, but growing into these next months, okay? I love you guys. I want you all to succeed. Cardano pushing up above 50 cents again. The level we're watching, we've already had it here in the charts, is right here, this 53 to 54 cent range. And what did we talk about before? When you have lines pointing at an area, we have a horizontal level with the diagonal level of resistance. This is telling me we're going to be watching this area right here, about the 54, 55 cent zone, and then potentially a little bit of move to the upside. And we see on the 4-hour chart, just flip positive money flow. Things are good right now. Mark Dutch, member for 2 months. Let's do a collab with Cones Trading soon, Kelly. Go check them out. I'll check. Hey, send me a message in on Twitter, and I'll do that. Remember, by the way, guys, if you're not following me, make sure you're following me at Kelly Kellum. Where is it at? At Kelly Kellum, Kelly Kellam. Make sure you're following BitLab Academy right here at Academy BitLab, and get entered to win $100. Help us spread the word. This is for the new members deal. Remember, the old members deal is right here in the Discord. Some of you might see this right here. You might be, I don't know if it'll work for you, but for the new members, please help spread the word. This is you can be entered to win $100 just by retweeting this, hitting that like button. We'll be drawing this on May 1st. So that's all I got today. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Ethan Smith. All right. One more. You super chatted. Guys are just going to keep me here from super chatting. I guess that's not the worst thing in the world, because this is a community, baby. RUNIC. I don't think I've ever looked at RUNIC. Just want to make sure this is the right one. All right, giant double top here. Giant double top here. Coming down, this is the level we're watching. If it loses this level, it kind of gets a little bit more scary, because there's really nothing below it until about right here. Remember, we have a 3:15 p.m. stream today. Nakudo the gamer, what's up? Kelly the man. But this is an area. If we lose this area, we'll be watching down here. This is obviously a newer coin. So, look at this money flow. Huge negative money flow. This is people taking profit from the launch here, I would guess. And then this is positive money flow. It came back negative. So, I mean, I would be looking for opportunities and entries here and then here. But if you are going to enter something that you have the willingness to throw the money away, because this is newer, but then also have a little bit of a time horizon on it with what you're doing. Now, if we look at this in terms of the Fibonacci's, bottom to top, look at where we fell right through the golden pocket here. Actually, if we go to this level, yeah, fell right through this zone, came right through the 786, and there's not really anything within all of this here. So if we cannot hold this level, I'd be looking for an opportunity down in here. That's all I got, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. And again, shout out to every single one of you community members. You guys have got us absolutely ripping. We're up at 38,400 community members here on the BitLab Discord. I'd love it if you could join the membership here. I think it's $4.99. Get those emojis. I'll be sharing a lot more stuff, premium members content on the community page here for the members. I'll be sharing stuff. I'll be sharing stuff in here just for the members. You get that as well. But I love you guys. It's a great way to support the channel. And also, if you want, just hit that like button, subscribe. And I would pleasantly ask every one of you, only about 8% of every one of you has that ding notification turned on the channel. You see right here where it says subscribed, and you want to turn on all right here. This is just a notification when we go live. Turn on those notifications, because we are doing more content here, and I want you guys to be able to see it. With that being said, that's all I got. I love you. Oh, I do have to shout out the link in the description. Sorry, the link in the description and in the pinned comment at the top. Shout out to our channel sponsor, Arculus. Get Arculus.com. Use the code DC20 for 20% off. Get Arculus.com right here. Best cold storage in the game. You have these awesome credit card like devices that if you lose a card, doesn't matter because it takes 3 different forms of verification to use it. Your biometrics, your PIN, and the card. So if you lose a card, doesn't matter. People still can't use it. You just put in your seed phrase on a new card, and it basically moves the wallet right over. I love this. My favorite card in the game. I've been using this for quite a while. So get Arculus.com, DC20, 20% off. That's all I got. I love you guys. Adios, muchachos. Lab.bitlabacademy.com/Kelly. Join now. Get inside our community. We got a great premium community with charts, signals, member streams, portfolio breakdowns, what coins we're buying and selling, all that. Get involved with our community. We got a wonderful community. I'd love to see you in there. Lab.bitlabacademy.com/Kelly.